May have noticed there's been a substitution. I think Aiden's on holiday. I hope he's having a lovely time. Hello everybody, well done. And it was quite pleasant light and weather coming out here today. Hooray! Although rain is predicted. Run back to my birds. I know. Yeah, definitely. Welcome everybody. That's it, lovely. We're going to make a start, and just to give you a heads up, we don't have a 10-minute speaker today. We've got a Q&A session. So the way that works, because I don't think there's been one since you've been here, is we're all going to pay lots of attention during the 1-minute rounds, because after we will be able to ask questions at the end of the 1-minute rounds and fill up our time. You know, what do you mean we would do that? Did you find out more about what people have said? So, we don't do this alone. There's the classic thing. And also, Terry has stepped in and is taking notes today, which is very sweet of him. But could the committee members and such like stand up, please, and introduce themselves?
Good morning all, Paul Corrigan, I'm your social secretary.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary.
I am the membership committee chair. My name is Jane.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry, I'm your membership and recruitment.
Yay, marvellous, thank you everybody. Alright, Scott, we'll start with you.
Okay, performance-ly, with 2 weeks recorded so far, let me tell you positions at the top. Third place is pretty tight. 100 nicely rounded points for Dave Roberts, Terry Malin, and John Hammond. You're all third together. 114, second place. But 130, the man in front isn't here today, his name is Squire. So, all to change.
Marvellous. We have an education slot, but I think it's going to be Toby today. So
Yeah.
is that news to you?
No, I'm just finishing writing it.
Shall I fill in some extra time?
Right, I think I got it.
It's going to be about not leaving things till the last minute.
Yeah, do not leave things till last minute. Okay, so I was going to talk about marginal gains for my own slot, but Paul talked about it last week. So I had to reinvent. But yeah, he spoke about the 5% change, marginal gains, fractional differences. I thought he made a really important point. And what I'd like to do this week is delve a bit more into the psychology of why what he said is so valid, so important. Because as business owners, we can be very good at making life difficult for ourselves, can't we? We don't usually think what small improvement we can make. We think, right, I need a whole new plan, a whole new strategy, a complete overhaul. And then what happens? What do? We either do nothing or we do it for 3 days and then sort of go back to our old ways. Because the truth is that most people are resistant to change. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack ambition, simply because change can feel uncomfortable, can feel uncertain, can feel risky. And most people like familiarity. We like to know where we stand. We like what feels safe and predictable. From a motivational maps point of view, that's really true for people who are what we call high defenders. They're motivated by security, stability, certainty. But that's not a weakness. It's far from it. Those sorts of people, they actually bring consistency, loyalty, reliability, good communication, and calm. And they're often the steady people that you can count on. But they do have this resistance to change. And when change feels too big, that resistance goes up. And to be fair, that's not just high defenders, that's nearly all of us. When something feels like a massive leap, we tend to hesitate, and that's where the comfort zone comes in. And despite the name, comfort zone is not always about comfort, it's about familiarity. It's the place where things feel known, where we feel in control, where we know what we're doing. But the problem is, growth doesn't really happen in the comfort zone. But equally, growth doesn't usually happen when we're pushed so far that we panic, but we avoid and we shut down. But the real magic is in the stretch zone. Not a giant leap, not a dramatic reinvention, it's just a bit of a stretch. And that's why small changes that Paul will talk about work so well. A big change can feel threatening, a small change can feel doable. A big change can trigger resistance, but a small change feels acceptable. A big change can make us freeze, but a small change can get us moving. So yes, small changes improve results over time, exactly as Paul said, but they also do something else. They help us to get past that resistance to change in the first place. Because a 5% change, like Paul was talking about, is small enough for the brain to say, all right, then I can manage that. You can almost ignore it. One slightly better conversation, an extra follow-up, a small improvement in how you ask for referrals, one conversation you've been avoiding, a small step outside of what feels familiar. And when you do that often enough, your comfort zone starts to expand, it starts to stretch. What felt awkward starts to feel normal. What felt difficult starts to feel manageable. What felt scary starts to feel routine. So maybe the question this week's not what massive thing do I need to change? Better question is what is the next small stretch that I'm willing to make? Because big change often brings resistance. Small change creates movement. Movement is where progress begins.
Very nice. Thank you, Toby. Very good. I'm just passing these round. Thanks. Lovely. So it'll be the 60 seconds round next. And the winner of the Oscar isn't here. I think it was John. And so Stephen stepped in. He's going to be the judger. And shall we be even more scary? And at the end of your 60 seconds, nominate who's going next. So Stephen, I know you don't know everybody's name, but you're going first, so you've got to just work out one person's name at the end of your 60 seconds. Oh, then we're going to stretch it to 80 seconds. Stretch. 80 seconds because there's less than people.
Just prove there's no spelling.
Stephen, let us go.
Thanks, mate. We'll talk about your team. My name's Steve Short. I'm account director for ERB Commercial Risks. I am an insurance professional that's worked in the commercial industry for nearly 30 years. Essentially, we are a local-based business based in Brentwood High Street, specialising in business insurance. There's no type of policy I can't really write, in all honesty. I'm still struggling to find a policy I haven't been able to put terms on or be able to find a market for. Not to say anything crossed my desk that I want to be involved in, but yeah, it's nature of the beast to deal with what comes up. Essentially what we see at the moment, the market is incredibly soft at the moment. All the insurers are complaining. They're not getting the price they want for anything, and margins are a little bit thinner than they used to be. And this is purely because insurance tends to work in the same sort of cycle as the economy. When the economy's feeling the pinch, insurers feel a pinch because they get most of their return on investment income, and no one's really getting a return. Insurance companies aren't really kind of geared up to make profits on essentially what they actually buy. It's about investment income, but essentially there are deals to be had. So you need any help with insurance? I'm spoon to stage.
Thank you. And who are you nominating?
Oh, I kind of feel like I've got picked on, so Jane, let me go.
Hello everybody, Jane Mannion from the English Fish Tea Company. So you know we sell treats and goodies and hampers and sandwiches and all the deliciousness. But we do also sell kit. I think its technical name is tea phernalia, but paraphernalia that goes with tea. And these little mesh-filled teapots are very handy if you've got a loose leaf tea. So they're on discount this week, normally 20, today 15, or an near offer. So if you want it rough, and I'll even throw in some Earl Grey tea for you. It is a fascinating subject. People collect teapots, people can have hundreds of different shaped teapots and so on. I have maybe 8, not hundreds. And they're not crazy shapes that we can get in the blue or all sorts that it's turned into that. But anyway, if you are lacking a teapot with a bit inside to carry your loose leaf, you're missing a trick, because loose leaf tea is the best tea. It's the best flavour, the best quality leaves. And what goes into most tea bags is often the dust, that is its technical term. And there's even another one, the sweepings. That by a teapot with a mesh. Thank you, dears. And I am going to nominate Sylvia.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia, and I'm learning lesson 3. So, yesterday I went to a gym in Barking to give them a course for daily cleaning. So, the main issue with the current service provider, inconsistency standard, missed clean, and no communication from the company at all, like they don't care. That's what we truly avoid with our systems in place. One of the systems that we create a custom checklist for each premises, and so in that case, the cleaners know exactly when to go. It's not just like guessing, because even the best cleaner, when you just leave it like that, they're not gonna do a really good job. So they really really need to be supervised and monitored all the time. We've got check-in and check-out job systems. So if the cleaner is not checked in on time, we can see that immediately. We can find out what's going on, and then contact the customer. And if there's any issue, we can actually sort it out quite quickly. So yeah, I'm looking for businesses that need reliable cleaning partner, like nurseries, gyms, offices, workspaces, so we can take all the hassle and to be real partner, not just provider. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Who are you not to?
Whole names, 10 seconds. Morning everyone, Sally Waters from Milan Home Fragrances. I thought I'd tell you this week we won an award for the perfect gift 2026 for the best founder-led home fragrance business, which is a big long mouthful, but there you go. And it's with the Lux Life magazine. So they target, it's an e-magazine, but they target specifically businesses that are small to medium sized that are looking to get involved in corporate gifting with their clients. So I specialise, Steve, because I know I've said this before, but not with you here, in corporate gifting, and also particularly with white labelling, so branding for people's own products. So I work closely with the high-end, sort of small to medium-sized businesses, those that can't go to a big white labelling company that will ask them for minimum order of 1,000 units of, screen printed, self-sprayed vessels and candles packaged. They're very expensive. So I work on smaller quantities, and I can white label literally from the ground up to 500 is the kind of unit number that I would work with clients. So there's lots to talk about in terms of tying your clients in, using fragrance to do that. That went a lot quicker than I thought it would. Today, so thank you very much.
And who are you nominating?
Sure.
Morning everybody, Stuart from LG Networks. Today is my son's 17th birthday. Obviously I'm not upset. My father here. But I thought I'd have a look at what technology were we using 17 years ago. So Windows 7 had just launched. Remember that? I think, or if you're a Mac boy, you would have been on Snow Leopard. Yeah. If you had the latest mobile phone that come out, you would have treated yourself to an iPhone 3GS. But the camera was terrible, so you still would have been carrying a digital camera with you. There were rumours that there was going to be a Google phone. Who knew? But the BlackBerry was still king back then. There was no AI, really, certainly not commercially. Siri didn't come along until 2011. Facebook and Twitter, they were still getting going. But most of us, entertainment-wise, we were still watching DVDs. Netflix was around, but hadn't really kind of kicked off. Spotify had just launched, this was for papers, isn't it? And it was the Minecraft launch, which I'm really excited about. And that's the technology that's progressed in the last 17 years. We've navigated most of that, and look forward to navigating the next 17 years. If you need any help, then give me a shout.
And who are you nominating, Stuart?
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you. Morning. We're from Booth & Co, Chartered Certified Accountants. We have lots of face-to-face meetings with clients. A lot of accountants don't do that. A lot of the time they just do it virtually or on the phone. But we have meetings because it creates better questions from clients. We can educate clients better, and also it creates a lot of personal loyalty from clients as well. You get to know them better. So I'm looking for anyone who's experienced with their existing accountants, maybe a little bit plastic, maybe not getting the questions or the answers they want. So if you know one, please put my way. That's Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Minimise tax, maximise wealth, and I nominate Matt.
Good morning, everyone. Matt from Blue Serif. We have been working for a couple of years with a healthcare provider called Fortis, who are high-end private healthcare specialising in sports. They recently got taken over by a company called Affidea, who are a Europe-wide diagnostic company. And they don't really have much of a foothold in the UK, and they're opening up centres left, right and centre in the UK. They've got one in Wales, they're trying to open 2 in Harley Street, one in Strathclyde, random places as well. Anyway, cut a very long story short, over 80 seconds, basically they have ballsed up. They've ballsed up their marketing campaign, they've not thought about it, they've just rushed into it. And there are people on the ground, diagnostic radiologists, and all these highly skilled and highly paid people twiddling their thumbs. And their whole marketing team has just dropped the ball. So we have had a panic call at the beginning of this week, sort of saying, right, what can you do? How can you help us? So we've come up with loads of ideas, given them a real top line strategy, and they're like, blimey, we could have had this months and months ago. We can start implementing. So if you're struggling with a marketing campaign and you want us, you want our ideas, you want our expertise, then please let us know. Even the big boys, fuck up.
Matt, who are you nominating?
Yes. I can't carry on, so I'm going to have to go with Paul.
Morning all, Paul Corrigan from Solitaire Plumbing and Heating. On Monday we got called out to emergency call out. Our engineer arrived and there was literally water coming through the front door. The customer went away for the weekend, a flexi hose burst to the toilet, and it literally the water main was just uncontrolled. It was just going all. God knows how long it was going for, but it cost thousands and thousands of pounds to the customer. The customer didn't know where their stopcock was, and this is one of my top tips: find out where your stopcock is, see if it turns off. Make sure it turns off. And when you go on holiday, make sure you turn it off as well. And then when you come back, just turn it back on again. Literally, you can get controls, you can get devices that literally interrupt your water main. So if it detects an unusual activity, you'll get a text message on your phone, say you've got a water leak, and you can literally just press a button and it will just stop the water coming out of your house. They are a few £100, I'll be honest, yeah, but it's so much cheaper than probably thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. Anyway, if you know of anyone or if yourself are interested, please put them our way. But please try to find where your stopcock is. Thank you. Oh, sorry. We'll go with Mike, I think.
Morning everyone. Multimedia. So just generally within the business, I'm trying to stabilise the income a little bit rather than busting boom as small businesses tend to be. I was chatting to Toby a little while ago about tenders for councils, and I'm still talking statement about that, so thank you very much. But just wanted to reach out to anyone that might know anything about agency work, because it's not something I've ever engaged that much in. But yeah, companies sort of obviously approach agencies if they're looking for regular, reliable companies to provide media content for them, which I quite do. So, yeah, basically, if you've got any contacts you know of, or if you just know anything about agents you work with, dealt with that sort of thing before, in fact, see everyone one-to-one with me, you're really interested. It's Mike at Blackwood's Media. Thank you. I'm going to nominate Toby. Okay, as I just mentioned.
Morning everybody, Toby X from Pole Position. There's a quote from Richard Branson that I really like. It goes something like this. If someone offers you an opportunity and you're not sure how to do it, just say yes and learn how to do it later. I really like that because often we wait until we feel ready, but in reality growth doesn't usually happen before the opportunity, it happens because of the opportunity. That feels really true for me right now because for the next 3 days I'm down at Excel, setting up today, then exhibiting for Friday and Saturday. And when we said yes to it, we really didn't fully know what we're getting into. And there's been times I felt that I've maybe bitten off more than I could chew. But by saying yes, we gave ourselves the chance to grow into it. We learned what needs to be done. We worked through it step by step. And now I think we've got a really professional setup and it looks set to be a really worthwhile experience. Fingers crossed it'll be a success as well. So sometimes the opportunity comes before the confidence. But yeah, just say yes.
Yes, Toby. Who next, dear?
Oh, yes. You
Good morning, everybody. Leanna, Brentwood Interiors. I not only transform rooms, I transform lives as well, because I take into consideration the lifestyle, the family, and the pets in the home. Now, Toby was saying about stepping out of your comfort zone, and lots of people don't like to do that with their homes. And I get it, it's a big expense, but I can help you have the confidence to do that. So if you're painting all the walls white because you're scared of getting it wrong, then come and see me because I can help you with that. I had a client contact me this week, a previous client, she contacted me because she liked the way I listened, she liked the way I understood her ideas, and I helped her implement them. And if it didn't work, I was honest with her that that's not going to happen here, we can't do that, but we work around it. We could do something different, we could do something this way. So if you know somebody that wants a little bit of guidance, a little bit of confidence in decorating a room, a whole home, office, get them in touch with me because my inspiration comes from the client. I know what's coming out and what can be used, but my inspiration comes from the client, not from what I decide that they need to do. So that's Leanna Brentwood Interiors.
Thank you, Leanne. Lovely. And who are you nominating?
Oh yes, I would nominate Shannon.
Good morning, everyone. Shannon from Downtown Mortgages. So this morning, I would like to stress the importance of using an advisor. So recently, I've been helping a client who has been going through a stressful, traumatic experience, and they've been signed off work with acute stress disorder. So thankfully, they followed my recommendation, and they've got income protection insurance in place. So we were able to raise a claim for him. Unfortunately, the insurance company has dropped the ball a couple of times, so I've had to escalate the case to management and I've had to raise a formal complaint. But basically, I've done all of that for the client, and the client, if I wasn't there, the client would have had to have done all of that himself, and he's going through a really stressful, difficult time. So if you know of someone who's thinking about insurance, I would recommend that they use an advisor, whether it be myself, someone like Howard, or anyone else, because advisors can make life a little bit easier, especially when you need it the most. So Shannon from Downtown Mortgages.
And Shannon.
Everyone forgets him.
Dave.
Well, Dave from Oakley Electrical. One of the things I'm looking for this week is machine unit changes, like new fuse boards. Because we can actually fit these in there now, some new product which one of our suppliers has done. This is a fire extinguisher, as you fit in your fuse board. Same size as a circuit breaker. This is not wiring, this is just the sensors for the heat. Basically, if you get a fire in the fuse board, these melt, it sets off a gas which puts out fire within the fuse board. So I'll pass it around to look at it. They're really cheap actually. They're sort of when you have a fuse board change, probably about 15 quid extra on the cost of a fuse board. But you can actually also fit them into existing fuse boards if you've got a bit of space. So if you want any advice on it, just give me a call, come and have a look, might be able to do that in the future. Basically, this might save you a lot of money in the future. Yeah, thank you, Dave from Electrical.
Thanks. And who are you nominating?
I'm no Scott.
Very much. I think something that happened to me this week. My biggest client had a phone call to say, go to our website, Scott, what on earth's happening? It was at Kennick Stations, Euroloo.com, redirected you off to some dodgy, horrible site in Japan. We captured this piece of malware or this issue that happened within about 30 minutes. Thankfully, there's all layers of security and systems of protection that we have in place. It was cleared up within 5 minutes as soon as we were aware. Plugins happen and change constantly in the WordPress environment. Something, a vulnerability had just been published, someone had come in and attacked the site. So we dealt with it, we corrected it, everything was fine. Took the rest of the day to check in all the passwords, and reset all of this and reset all that. But the important thing was, although the first layer of our security, the system was breached, not the second or third or fourth layers, the site was safe, client was, yeah, you can only imagine he thought we lost his domain name, it was £7 million a year business. But there we go, we got it saved. There was some issues and some processes tightened up. We actually were safe and secure. That's the important thing. Direction. All right.
The only person who reads from something. Sorry, is it? My memory must be so awful. Catherine Foley, English Tutor Plus. I had this really weird feeling on Monday morning. Beginning of term, in the past, there's sort of been an absolute sinking feeling. But this time I woke up and I was absolutely elated because the holidays have been absolutely rammed. I was booked from 9:30 until 8 most days in the holidays, trying to fit in all the students that I can't see regularly. So to avoid this last minute panic, parents, if you know parents, should be trying to get a tutor as early as possible. So I've already got enough people on my waiting list who are currently in year 10, year 12 to fill me up from June this year until June next year. So if you know someone, it's lovely, isn't it? If you know someone who's got children in year 9 or in year 11 who are about to do English A level, this is the time to be booking a tutor for their exam year. Because if you leave it any longer, there might be other tutors available. I won't be available, and I'm assuming other good tutors won't be available too. So that's my advice to you today. If you know anyone with children that age, please put me in touch with me now. Thank you very much.
Catherine?
Oh yes.
Good morning, everyone. Paul from Essex Celebrants here, and I help people celebrate and commemorate life important milestones. And I specialise in funerals, which means I'm in a line of work where there's never a shortage of demand, but there's a complete lack of willing customers. Now, people assume funerals are all very serious, very sombre. But actually, some of the best moments come from the honesty. I sit with families and ask them, so what were they like? And there's always a pause, and someone said, well, how honest can we be? Very easy answer. Because best funerals aren't about pretending someone was perfect, they're about recognising the real person. The one who told terrible jokes, cut the grass in military stripes, who was as stubborn as a mule, who getting into an argument with themselves, or had very strong opinions about how to load a dishwasher. And when you get that right, something shifts. People walk in heartbroken and leave thinking, yeah, that felt like them. Yeah. And they're quite often smiling through the tears. So, if you ever hear someone say, well, we don't want all that gloom and doom, that's where I can help and create something that truly reflects the person we're there for. Because even on a tough day, you're allowed to smile. All to do, Essex Celebrants, helping people celebrate and commemorate life in important milestones. Bang on.
Now your tough test, who's next?
Tough test, Josh.
Yay.
Not tough at all.
Good morning all, Josh from the ANC studio. Just want to share, it's interesting Tony was talking about taking on opportunities and what we do. So a few months ago I was approached about doing a coffee shop refurb project and expansion, and that was something I hadn't done before, but it was really good to have a client who was willing to put their faith in the services. So we've got to a very good stage where we've now got like complete designs, tender package, and we're starting to get builders involved, and so that's all very exciting because I often get to talk about the different products that I do and put it on the website, but I'll finally have a job that people can actually come and enjoy and to sort of see forward sales. So that's really good. And then another thing that I've been doing a lot of recently, so costs of lots of things are going up, and a lot of people have had concerns about am I going to be able to afford this product? So a service that I've been offering is doing consultations with people and then giving them a bit of a feasibility service where maybe I can come up with 3 different options. One's like top end of the budget, one's in the middle, one's lower end, where we're looking at, what's the brief, what are the must-haves, what are the nice-to-haves, and then it just gives them a bit more of an idea of cost. I'm quite thankful to have good relationships with builders who are prepared to give me like a bit of an estimate, help me understand how they're pricing. And so yeah, so if you know anyone who wants to take on a project but is a bit unsure about what the cost associated would be, tell them to get in touch.
Very good. And Joshua, are you aware who is left yet to speak?
Harry.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Terry Bailey from TM Law, and as you know, I suit, well, I have been actually this week, suit almost everyone for almost everything. But I'm not going to bore you with any of my legal stuff this week. I just want to give a testimonial to Paul's company. Paul's company came and did a couple of jobs at my house. We don't have work done very often. A bit sort of nervous, what we've got clear, who's going to turn up. Tell you what, they were amazing. They turned up on time, turned up at all, which is great. They turned up on time. They were two different people, polite and friendly. They were really clean and tidy. I mean, like much cleaner than when they left and when they arrived. It was good. The job they did was superb, first class job. Overall satisfaction, 10 out of 10. I think that's a credit to Paul and his wife, the people that they employ. You can get tradesmen, there's tradesmen and tradesmen. Everyone can do the job. Some better than others, but everything right the way through, from arriving on time, politeness, the work, everything was absolutely first class, and it's a real credit to you and your wife for the company that you run. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Chair Bailey, Tim.
Did you make it to tea?
Yeah.
Of course. Lovely.
Well done, it was amazing. I think everybody's spoken. I liked it very much. So Steve, it's over to you. Do you have an award for that?
There were definitely a few that stuck in mind. I love the bespoke service you're providing, and the fact that you're not having to do big tier orders, and the fact that you can actually white label, which is I think great for a lot of companies. Dave, I loved your little reviews, which I think for what it costs, I think it's a brilliant idea. Matt, I think your comment, even the big boys fuck up, that was a good way to start the moment as well. And Stuart, I think trip down memory lane, I think that was quite good. But I think, I think I'll have to give it to Stuart, because trip down memory lane, that was a good one.
Very good. Oh, that's fantastic.
It's the best thing to come out of Windows 7.
Very good. Terry, are there any membership matters to talk about?
Nothing I want to talk about.
Oh. And is there a meeting secretary?
There is, yes. Only two bits to say 13 new referral opportunities recorded today, £56,000 worth of business this year. Wow, yes, but most of that's come from one person. It's not bad. It's a prize winner down at the end there, Stewie, who's putting a kind of the collection of loads of stuff. Nevertheless, it's still great. Now, who uses notepads by their phone to scribble notes on? Would anybody?
Oh yes, please.
Okay,
Split them.
Split that. If I throw this across, can you catch it? And split it in half and share. There we go. Same thing that way, whoever. That's it, there we go.
Very good. Lovely. So we move on to the Q&A bit. This is instead of the speaker. And if you were listening, perhaps you've got some questions in your mind. So pop your hand up and let's get going. Right, set us going.
I'm going to jump straight in. Paul, I want to talk about your stock. So you were saying about turning off when you go away on holiday, which obviously is not so much of an issue in the summer, but what about in the winter when you sort of say you're going away for a couple of weeks, it's cold, you go in the house to get cold down, and that's because I was told to just kind of check everything but leave it alone, leave it ticking over and running.
Turn it off and then open up the tap in the winter.
No, in terms of keeping the heating running when you're away.
Oh, the heating will still work with the water off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heating will still work, it's just you won't have any water coming out of the tap.
Yeah. Top off the system, I guess it doesn't need to, does it?
No, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we turn the
yeah, no,
water
if you
off,
turn the water
doesn't
off, the heating will still work. Yeah. So, sorry?
Even if you have a water tank?
Yeah, because it's only if you vent the radiator, that's the only time that tank will ever fill up. Because you're releasing air and filling up that radiator with water. So the tank will obviously fill that radiator. And then the ball cock will just top up. But the water in the header tank is normally stagnant and disgusting. It's just literally been sitting there for 6-7 years just doing nothing. It looks like an army of soldiers are shaving it.
Josh's next.
Question for Dave Roberts about the extinguisher. So firstly, does it have almost like an expiration? So let's say if it has never been used while it's in the tube, or after a certain point, does it then need to be replaced?
Yeah, 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. Okay. And I guess it's a one-use sort of thing, so it's used.
You just fit it, just leave it, and if you get a fire, it'll go off. And when it goes off, it creates like a loud noise. So if you're in, you're going to hear it. And obviously, probably your electric will go off as well. But yeah, 10 years, just forget it. That's the thing.
Very interesting. Who's next? Toby.
I got a follow up to Dave actually. If you don't have a spare slot in your fuse board, consumer unit, is it possible to connect two of the others together to fit it in?
They do another type as well, which is basically like a little strip, which you can sort of basically you can stick it on the back, move the cables forward, stick it on the back of the fuse board.
Okay. Interesting. Shannon.
I have a question for Paul Booth. Do you help people with US taxes?
No. It's very much a specialist.
Do you know anyone?
I could probably pass some details across.
I do know someone.
Okay.
My sister-in-law's American, so she's had those.
So
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, you could share. That would be
Used to be spending confidence.
Terry.
Oh, you're saying about getting to know people through their relatives after they die. Have you ever, it's not a funny question, it's generally, done it with someone who's dying, but you sat down with them and done that?
No, I haven't, but I've had turned up to me families who actually were said this mum was in palliative care, and basically heroes to service. And it said who was to read what, whether they wanted to or not, the song, the hymns, the poems, and whatever.
My dad did that. That's what he did. He actually sat down with the funeral people and explained, what he wanted, like exactly like.
I mean, I'll happily do it.
It's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end.
A question for Paul C. The cooker hot tubs that a lot of people have, are they worth it? Are they cost effective, or is it a bit gimmicky? Or
I think they're stupidly expensive, but they're the only hot tap that actually produces boiling water. All the rest of them are about 93 degrees. So Jane will hate it, but yeah, to make a cup of tea, it's like drinkable straight away.
I have one. They are stupidly expensive, but they are very good.
They are. Mine does sparkling water as well, it's amazing.
Rainbows coming out.
It saves money on your electric because
Yes.
it's something ridiculously cheap every day,
yeah,
and you're not getting that hit burst of a kettle.
God, this is so middle class.
I was thinking but yeah, divide the room.
I'm steaming
We've got that.
No, well, I mean, it could be, yeah, but I was thinking at home more.
I think in office I always recommend like an urn, like a water urn.
No,
So they're much cheaper, but at home they're fantastic. But they're probably for the fizzy water one. They're probably about 1,300 £1,400.
They're more than that.
Yeah. Oh, that's not installing. That's just the product.
Also, my wife really that's a lot of quarter servicemen.
I have a question for Josh. Your coffee shop intrigues me because that's an environment and an ambience that I'm drawn to. Do you get to design the lighting as well?
Yeah, so we did like a lighting workshop with the customer because without the lighting and the seating go hand in hand.
Yes.
Because of the different zones that you try and create in different parts of the shop. So yeah, we look at lighting and what might work best depending on what sort of mood. So there's an area in the shop where where we've got a few different tables, so we're looking at having wall lights in that area instead of ceiling lights and looking at colour temperature and stuff like that.
Yes, I was intrigued by that. Thank you. Shannon.
Follow up for Joshua. Can you say where the coffee shop is?
Yeah, so it's the Uni Park housing development. So let's see. So near the school, you've got a bank of shops like Sainsbury's, Domino's, and then behind that you've got I think it's a nursery and a medical centre. It's called Coffee Square, so it's sort of in that vicinity.
Wait, Toby.
Question for Scott. Is there, you're talking about your Euroloo thing, is there a system that can like visit domain and compare what's there to a snapshot of what should be there? And if not, can we invent something in marketing?
It exists, and the Change Tower is one of those services, which is on Euroloo, which alerted us.
So that's why I alerted you. Okay.
What actually alerted them is the client went to their own site and ended up in Japan. But all of those systems are in place. We've got
business idea,
a few different versions of that, but you can get. If you sign up to a service like Change Tower, you can use it to monitor your own site. But importantly, you can use it to monitor competitive sites of what news articles are they publishing, what are they updating or talking about on their projects or case studies or whatever, as a really good marketing tactic. So that's quite a common.
Nice.
Question for Sally. Is that your white label? Is it? Am I assuming that provided the quantity right, you can white label it well?
Yeah, we can, and we can do sort of price range depends upon whether you have a basic vessel and we label, you get the labels printed, all the way up to the kind of bespoke top end, which is screen printed on the vessel, silver lids that are laser cut with the logo on and the packaging. So basically, we can do anything, but for smaller businesses, which is not normally accessible for.
Nice. Stuart.
If somebody is outside of the school system, so an adult or someone's at college or whatever, and wants to go back and redo their English GCSE, would you do that? Someone's not being taught by a regular teacher, in school.
I could definitely teach them, but I wouldn't be able to do the exam. So they'd have to apply to a centre to sit the exam and probably pay for that as well. But I could definitely do the
So you
teaching.
can take them through the whole syllabus.
Ask them for a friend.
Sally next, and then Shannon.
Okay. I've got a question for Stephen. If I said jeweller's block insurance to you, is that something that you would?
Sorry?
Jeweller's block?
Jeweller's block.
Yeah. Is that so? If I bought if I introduce you to a jeweller, high-end jeweller in London, would that be something that you would? Is quite specialist.
To be honest with you, like I say, I mean, with the contacts we have in the market, I mean, every individual's insurance requirements is very specific and niche. But to be honest with you, I mean, I've had people come and asking me whether I can actually insure satellites. So I've had satellites, I've had the largest hemp farm in Europe, I've had a private security firm that goes into topple governments and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, I might not necessarily know immediately, but yes, with our contacts in the market, yes, we'll always find about home for this.
Okay. Would you have a look into it just to let me know? Yeah. Because the businesses in London, the family are in Brentwood.
Yeah. Nice. Shannon.
Question for Sylvia. Did you service Bishop's Square?
For what type of service?
Residential, domestic cleaning.
Yeah. Yes, quite far. Yeah, so I still need to check, I need the full postcode. I need to check. Yeah. So the residential is the most difficult for Essex. The rest of the services we cover all Essex areas. Yeah. just because the cleaners do not write. Most of the station cleaners, they don't write. It's a bit trickier. But just ask me the full cost for them to check.
Okay.
There is a general
So yes, we're at the tail end now. So we've got both Joshua and Toby and me. Joshua.
Right, quick question. So with the fact that your cleaners don't write, do they bring their own cleaning equipment or do they use those cleaning equipment?
They bring the cleaning products.
Oh, products.
And yeah, they use the cleaning equipment from the customer unless it's requested. Because so we have time that we bring everything, but from my personal view, it's I don't really want someone to come with mop and hoover. So I know how we work and I know everything is up to the standard, but not many companies do that. So I don't want someone to bring hoover and mop that they deal with like many houses. It's my house that where I live. So and that's with that in mind I decided so we have to bring the cleaning product because we use professional standard in order to bring to get the quality up to the standard. But for the equipment, we prefer to use customer equipment.
Okay.
But if you request, we can always bring as well.
Well, well done everybody. Very interesting round. Thank you for your insightful questions. Would somebody be able to be the runner for the next day? Thank you. So what do we do next? Remind me.
Paul's going to run us around.
Yes, thank you for the.
We'll start with Paul.
Yeah.
And we'll work our way around the room.
Okay, yeah, I always enjoy the question and answer session. Always get lots of different new ideas and thoughts. Brilliant, Toby, thank you. As always, I have 2 referrals for Terry, which he knows about. Thank you, Money, for Howard, and yeah, good meeting.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Toby. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Jane, for standing in today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have put in 6 months worth of. That's what I have to do. It's July to December. Thank you, lots of thank yous for lots of members. You would have got it on the V forms and loads of ex-members as well. Thank you.
Excellent meeting. Thanks for the insight and good luck with your show. Smash it. I've got some referrals and things sort of bubbling along, but yeah, then see.
Great meeting, guys, and thanks for the quiz night earlier in the week. So thank you all for that. Just thank you for Matt for insurance cover and for Terry.
Thanks for this lot, Toby. As always, mate. Terry, that was emotional, mate. Thank you so much. That really meant a lot. Really did. And yeah, it was a great evening Monday, and Steve paid for everything. So thank you so much, mate. I was so jealous. I have a thank you for the money to Joshua. I have a referral for Scott for the accessibility feature, which I think I'm going to buy the curry for. A synergy meeting with Leanne, which was brilliant. Thanks, Leanne. And yeah, social event, and also thanks for the money for Dave. That all I think.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, great meeting results. I really enjoy the question and answer sessions. It's really nice. And Toby, I just love it. That's the way I live. Actually, I always say yes. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I probably got a lot of opportunities. Yeah, and I had one-to-one with James. Yeah, lovely. Great to see you next week.
Thanks for the excellent Toby and Jane for standing in. Just got a referral for Sally, which is a done deal, which we did this morning, thank you. And attended the quiz night. Thank you.
Very good.
Well done, Jane. Well done meeting for fears out. So that's what enjoyed that, mate. And yeah, I really like the Q&A's. It's been fun. No referrals or anything else. So, Paul, are you documenting your shower build for the mudlards?
Yes.
I'd say you should really make a little story behind
how we created it.
Yeah, we are. We don't want to bore people with it, but
when you're saying about points earlier on, it's quite an interesting story about how you like built up all the safety systems.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, it's
worth doing.
Yeah, we've got good space. No, cheers.
Great meeting, great spot, Toby, and yeah, well done on your chairing the meeting. No referrals. I did go to the quiz night. It was good, but it was in place and very, very hard. I can't remember how many times on average you bleed every day. 58,000.
Well, that's exactly right. I should point out.
No referrals or anything, but I'd like to say thank you to Howard. A friend of mine was made redundant from investment banking last year, and he's a bit lost. He's in mid 40s, and he's thinking about becoming a lifer. And Howard's agreed for him to arrange to meet up with Howard to talk about life as a lifer. So everything we do here isn't just about the business; it's actually about helping people. So thank you, Howard.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our round today, and the Q&A, always fun. Also, back at you. Mum's toilet is discussed. She agreed very much.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Not again. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Nick Cook. And Nick Blue.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, Toby, for starting us off. It always sort of inspired with nuggets from those sort of performance. Lovely. Howard, he's had a busy week. Thank you for the money to Howard. We delivered quite short notice, a full afternoon tea for 70 people in the office. Then one was vegetarian, and then one was, but it's all good. Leanne's one-to-one, synergy meeting, thank you. Last week. One-to-one with Sylvia, thank you. And Shannon, thank you. I will further push this mortgage application for a rental class, but it's quite urgent, so we'll see what we can do between us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought it was a great meeting, and I do enjoy the 10-minute Q&A session. I really enjoyed that. And great, it's not, I like the whole idea of stretch, just a little stretch. So I have a referral for policy, which she knows about. Hopefully, it comes to completion soon. I had one-to-one with Sally. Sorry, thank you to the money for Joshua and his insurance. What's going on with my fingers? And Scott, we're gonna have a one-to-one after.
Yes.
Right, great meeting. I really like the Q&A. I'm a big fan of that because it gives us a chance just to do a little bit deeper into everyone.
Yes.
So I love that. Right, I have testimonial for Sylvia. For her excellent cleaning services. Thank you very much. I had one from Shannon, and I also went to the quiz night. And thank you for the money, Dave Roberts, all-on-one. And I went to the property synergy meeting with Leanne last week, which was a really good one. And there's a lead for Ben, but he's not here, so I will work on it. We'll see you next week.
Lovely.
Well done, Jane. Here, the meeting. I've been Jane.
Yeah, thank you.
For the phone for the way to do or not. The was simply built on what Paul did last week, and it doesn't make sense. We try and make massive changes, it's overwhelming. Simple as that. Do a little change, people think, oh, I can do that. Testimony for Paul, going back to what I said, and I looked like you as well.
Thanks very much, Dave.
And then soon for Sylvia, which we've spoken about, the state agents, they're quite keen to talk to you, so while it's on there.
No.
Great meeting, everyone. Really enjoyed your excellent Toby, thank you. And like Terry said, the plans for the big is quite overwhelming, so to break it down does make it a lot easier. Well done, Jane. Yeah, it's really good to have the questions as well. I agree with everyone else. I forgot to mention in my 60 seconds that Coat Paint have offered me 30% this month. So if you are decorating and there's any colours you want on there, I can get it at a 30% discount. So just drop me an email if there's any colours you want. Okay, see you next week.
I'm right.
It does actually. But what one?
Yes, almond white. Yeah, great meeting. I like those Q&A sessions as well. I have got a referral for Stephen, which we were talking about, so doing my landlord cover, and yeah, great quiz nights with everybody just about there getting to my album.
Oh, thanks.
You were there. So, yeah, good meeting.
Yeah, thank you, yeah, Scott, that was really good. And yeah, the quiz was really enjoyable, but 5 out of 9 rounds were science. Yeah, just, they need to sort that out next time, don't they? We need to give them a bit of feedback. Sorry?
I'll put a complaint.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's hard. I've got a thank you for the money for Howard for the tuition for the last term. A referral for Scott has already sorted out the accessibility. Thank you very much. And that was pretty instant as well. And a referral for Paul for your tax return. And I just wanted to thank Terry, who's giving lovely testimonials for Paul, but Terry is just the most supportive person on social media. And every one of my very boring, well, there must be for adults, like revision tips and exploded quotations and things on social media, Terry instantly likes it. And it's just
to do.
yeah, always just really supportive and testimonials as well, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Yeah, thank you for the meeting, everyone. And just want to add to what Catherine was saying about Terry being so supportive. So a lot of you won't realise, but I'm currently going through the process to be approved as a foster carer. So because of all the training, some of the meetings quite late on the Wednesday, I can't always make the Thursday morning meeting. But Terry always sort of gives me a call just to check up on me, see how I'm doing. So that's another benefit to being part of this group is just having good friendships. And yeah, just wanted to highlight that. And then yeah, great. Yes, Toby and Scott, thank you to Money for useful. And yeah, hopefully see you all next week.
Oh, that's lovely.
Sorry.
Yes.
Can I just jump back in? So I thought I did individually thank those who. So from the thank yous that I got for 6 months, so that 3 thank yous to Matt, 2 to Paul Bowes, 1 to Scott, 4 to Terry. Thank you. 1 for Sally, 1 for Aidan, 1 for Clara, 1 for Dave Roberts, 2 for Howard, and 2 for John Hammond. So well, it's not actually thank you all.
That's great. Thank you. So we don't get to have a prize today. That's the bad bit about the Q&A. But you consider yourselves all winners.
We did give out prizes.
You did. Give lots of papers.
So
Make everyone deliver.
Very good. But we do have a 10-minute next week, which is Steve's first prize.
Hey.
Very good. And Paul, you are the, yeah, thank you very much for that. So, are there any announcements and reports? I have one. It's Jane's Synergy meeting straight after. If you're able to stay, we're talking about dealing with conflict. That would be absolutely lovely. And also, apologies, I'm away for the next 3 weeks. I'm so sorry. I come back on a Thursday, but not in time to get here. I'm very sorry. But I promised to bring back a zebra for someone, a tiger.
Zebra.
Yeah. Zebra, yeah. Sorry?
Stellenbosch over here.
The Stellenbosch wine. Just get on the whole Stellenbosch. That's what I'd like to do. So my apologies. But
Bring the sun.
I could try and bring the sun in. We can see what we can do. So I think that might be the end of the meeting. Does anybody have anything to say? In which case, at 8:06, what are things to say on the Hill Street Blues? You know, take care out there and yeah, be careful. Have a marvellous week and thank you for being here. Love you.